Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lacquer Lover, and in this video I'm swatching and reviewing OPI's Fall Winter collection, also known as their Downtown LA collection. This is a 12-piece collection. We have 3 shimmers and the rest are cremes, and as far as I can tell, half of these colors are cool toned and the rest are warm toned, so that's really exciting as well. So yeah, I did purchase these off of Polish Pig for a great discounted rate, and I'll link them in the description box. They are a great place to shop for full collections because of that discount. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the swatches. Underneath all swatches, I'm applying base coat to protect my natural nails. The first polish I'm swatching is called Metallic Composition, which is a rose gold foil. Here's the first coat of metallic composition. In the first coat, we already have pretty decent coverage. You can see most of the opacity is coming from the very metallic and reflective glitters, and the base is also a kind of rosy, bronzy champagne color. So here I'm going in with a second coat, and it was already building up really nicely, but I still saw a little bit of nail lines, so I just went in with a third coat, and I was able to build it up to full opacity by this point. Here is 3 coats of metallic composition. I love that this is a nice kind of warm rosy tone, and I feel like it would just fit a lot of different outfits, a lot of different skin tones, and it's just very versatile and subtle. The next polish is called Graffiti Sweetie, which is a light lilac creme. So this is definitely on the warmer and dustier side of lilacs. Here is the first coat of Graffiti Sweetie. Very decent coverage, very buttery smooth and creamy, but I did have some patchiness, mostly towards the cuticle area, so I just went in with a second coat, and that was all I needed for full opacity. So very decent, very good formula, and a very pretty color. I would say this is a color that's appropriate for multiple seasons, mostly winter and spring, so I would definitely leave it out for quite some time. Here's 2 coats of Graffiti Sweetie. Not the most unique color, but if you don't have, a light purple and are looking for one, then this is a really great one to pick up. The next polish I'm swatching is called Pink on Canvas, which is a blush pink creme. Here's the first coat of Pink on Canvas. The first coat just glided on buttery smooth and was very easy to work with. I also had very decent coverage, and I think that the color being a little dusty really helped with the formula. But here we have the second coat. I'm just applying another coat to cover up the nail line and to kind of address a few patches that I saw. Here's 2 coats of Pink on Canvas. This is just a very lovely, subtle shade that's not like screaming, it's not loud, it's not eye-catching. It's just nice to have your nails painted and to look neat and clean like this. And the next polish in this collection is called Espresso Your Inner Self, which is a warm medium brown creme. Here's the first coat of Espresso Your Inner Self. This one has a bit of a curly formula, so it just looks a lot wetter, a lot squishier, and you're just going to see more of my nail line. So I'll definitely be going in with a second coat to cover that up and to achieve full opacity. Here's 2 coats of Espresso Your Inner Self. I actually really like this polish. I didn't expect to, but I like that this is a typical kind of warm brown and not cooled down or turn into like a dusty taupe color. I find that nail companies do that a lot, so I like that this is just a normal brown. And the next polish is called 7th and Flower, which is a bright magenta creme. Here's the first coat of 7th and Flower. This polish doesn't have a curly formula. It is their regular buttery smooth creme formula, so that was really nice to see. And I had very good coverage in the first coat. This might as well be a 1-coater, but I just went in with a second coat because this polish again dries a little bit darker, and I feel like in some lighting situations I might be able to see my nail line. But here we have 2 coats of 7th and Flower. This is just a very vibrant and colorful, bright in your face, almost fuchsia color that is honestly perfect for springtime, so I would honestly leave it out until then. I think it would be great for that time as well. The next polish is called Art Walk in Susie's Shoes. This is a bright red. It might have a little bit of like orange mixed in there too to really give it that bright and vibrant quality. Here's the first coat of Art Walk in Susie's Shoes. This one has that crelly formula that we saw with the brown, and it's kind of to be expected with bright colors because you want them to build up in layers and still have that brightness. So yeah, I did see my nail line pretty much up until the third coat, so maybe you want to go until the fourth coat, but I did find that it was pretty thick by then, so I just left it as is. And this is just a really juicy red. I have a number of reds, but I don't think I have one as bright as this one, so this is a great addition to my collection and I'm very excited to use it for a full manicure or just for nail art. So here is 3 coats of Art Walk in Susie's Shoes. I just feel like this color makes anyone's hands look like picturesque and good, so this is definitely a great staple for any collection. If you already have a lot of reds, you might have something like this, but this one is just so beautiful and I feel like it can make anyone appreciate and like red polish, as like classic and boring it may be. And the next polish in this collection is called Isn't It Grand Avenue, which is a navy creme. Here's the first coat of Isn't It Grand Avenue. This does have that crelly formula, so that is why you are seeing a lot of nail line and it is just so sheer, but I promise that it does build up in 2 coats. So this is a really decent blue. I really like how it's not too dark that it looks black on your nails, like it's obviously blue, but it is a little bit darker just to kind of make it more subtle, I guess, because if you just have blue nails then it might be too out there and too vibrant for most people's liking. So yes, this is 2 coats of Isn't It Grand Avenue, a really beautiful shade to wear in the fall time. And the next polish is called Angel's Flight to Starry Nights. This is kind of a light blue shimmer polish. It has a very light dusting of holographic shimmer glitter mixed into it. I actually expected this one to be a lot more holographic, so I was honestly slightly disappointed when I saw it in person. Here is the first coat of Angel's Flight to Starry Nights. You can see in the first coat that this polish is mostly made up of that silver shimmer. And after this polish dried, it kind of reminded me of denim, so I think it would make for some really cute nail art. But after the first coat, I did have visible nail lines, so I went in with the second and I was able to achieve full opacity. So I just wanted to show you guys this clip of the polish underneath flashlight. You can see that the light is mostly bouncing off of the silver metallic glitters, and there is a very light dusting of holographic glitter. You can see that through the light kind of pastel rainbow that's sparkling throughout. That is 2 coats of Angel's Flight to Starry Nights, although this polish is not as holographic as I wanted it to be. I mean, I'm not too disappointed because it is a mainstream like drugstore brand and you can't expect too much, but it did have a decent coverage and the color is really nice and pretty, so I would recommend it nonetheless. And the next polish in this collection is called OPI, in parentheses Heart DTLA, which is obviously the namesake of this collection. This is a dusty bluish purple creme. Here's the first coat of OPI Heart DTLA. This is again another crelly formula. It's gliding on very smooth though, so I'm not having too much difficulty, and by the end of the first coat I was able to get it pretty even and it self-leveled really nicely, but I do need 2 coats to have full coverage since I did have visible nail line. So one thing to note about this polish and about most crellies probably is that it does dry darker than it applies, so it might not look as dusty after it dries, but it definitely looks really pretty and vibrant. So here we have 2 coats of OPI Heart DTLA. 2 coats is really not bad for the coverage that we're seeing here and for this color. It's not the most unique color, and I feel like I do have multiple purples like this, but if you don't, I think this is a great one to pick up. And the next polish is called Abstract After Dark. This is kind of a deep midnight blue purple shade with a lot of like this iridescent glitter mixed into it. You can see in the center of the bottle that it's kind of like this blue purple glitter, but it also shifts to like warmer tones, which you can see on the edge of the bottle. So here's the first coat of Abstract After Dark. You can see in the first coat, as well as on the wand of the brush, I guess you would call it, that this base is actually very warm. It's almost like an eggplant purple, which was very unexpected for me because I thought this would be a lot cooler, but you can see in the second coat that it is building up to be quite a dark and cool kind of midnight blue color with all that glitter running throughout it. So here's 2 coats of Abstract After Dark. This was one of the polishes that I was most excited about in this collection, and it did not disappoint. It's definitely a very fun, almost like Halloween color, definitely a party on your nails, and it's just, I love that it's so dark, but it has all those colors shining throughout it. It's just really, really beautiful. And the next polish is called Violet Visionary, and as the name suggests, this is a violet creme that is on the warmer side. Going in with my first coat of Violet Visionary, this one again has a Creme formula. It just looks a little squishy and is a little bit more sheer on the nails, and you'll definitely see more of my nail line, but another coat will definitely get rid of that. I love that Cremes have high shine and they're just really glossy and they just make your nails look so clean. So yeah, this one was very, very vibrant, super full of color, and just so saturated and nice to look at. Definitely really bright. There's 2 coats of Violet Visionary, a beautiful purple with a perfect formula, and I think it fits right in with the other jewel tones that you'll be wearing for this season. The last polish in this collection is called My Studios on Spring, which is a teal creme. Here's the first coat of My Studios on Spring. Again, this has a bit of a Creme formula, but 2 coats will get rid of that visible nail line and we will have full opacity. I like that this shade is kind of in the middle. It's not too light, it's not too dark, so yeah, it's just really good for the fall time. That is 2 coats of My Studios on Spring. This is a very decent teal. So that is my swatch and review of OPI's Downtown LA collection. I've been seeing reviews for this collection like all across my social media for the past few weeks, and I was really thinking about getting them. The 12 polishes kind of put me off because it's such a huge collection and there would be so much to film, but I'm glad at the end of the day that I did purchase these and I was able to share them with you guys because these are all beautiful colors. They're all so great that I honestly couldn't pick any favorites, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope it was informative and helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye everyone!